I am Susan Messerly. I've had a 33-year career in general pediatrics with an emphasis in behavior and developmental disorders. I've been board certified by the American Board and a member of the American Academy of Pediatrics. I would like to be that blend of the physical doctor, mental doctor that we have been wondering about this afternoon. I am here, though, to speak against this bill. I would like to bring a perspective from developmental pediatrics and as a lifelong advocate for the child. So I'd like to just focus on the child and get a clear understanding of the child and the physical, emotional, and brain development of a child. It is clear from testimony that we are not doing a good job supporting our children who truly suffer profoundly with gender dysphoria. We have to do better. There can be no attacks. They are valuable people. I want us to emphasize on person-affirming attitudes without separation of what individuals struggle with in their own lives. So I think in terms of support, unconditional love and acceptance, and affirming each child where they are in their developmental process is the key to this whole idea. There's a lot of controversy and ideas around it. There are so many studies this way and that way that I cannot process all of them. I want to focus on no attacks, just the facts. We need to understand children in their physical development. A child begins when a sperm cell enters an egg cell, and he's either carrying an X or a Y. That's how it starts. From that, the Y chromosome makes the difference. So in genetic diseases where there's multiple X's or multiple Ys, the Y chromosome rules. Once the Y chromosome is present, it codes for proteins, enzymes, and hormones that block female organ production. Without that, every baby would be female. But the Y chromosome specifically produces the cells that block female organ development. From then on, the gonads either go toward ovary or testes, and by about 10 weeks at gestation, that baby is bathed and circulated with specific hormones, and that's how they're born. They're born with physical evidence of their genes and their hormone influence in their groins. So that's where we look. Now, there are rare medical issues there. It's very rare. There is not a child born with intersex every day. That's extremely rare. There's not a child in the state of Wisconsin. There's not a child born with congenital adrenal hyperplasia who needs to have sex reassignment. The bill does allow for that, for medical issues, for sex reassignment. That is extremely rare. Now I'm going to leave that just physical development and go to that little pumpkin's brain. The brain, we know now with the ability to image, it's really incredible what we can see in PET and functional MRI scans. These are technologies not used clinically. They're used in research. And functional MRI scanning and PET scanning data clearly shows what we've been able to observe in child development, that maturity or connectedness within neurons happens. Maturity happens in a specific order, generally, from the bottom of the brain to the top, and from the back of the brain to the front. So the bottom functions are respiration and heart rate, and all babies are born with those. The back of the brain is vision. The baby's able to focus immediately on black and white images and prefers oval and facial features, remarkably. The neck centers have to deal with impulse, instinct, and emotion. They are present soon, as anyone who has observed a 2-year-old tantrum is well aware. The motor cortex is also developing at the same time, so we watch for the baby to roll over, sit, and walk, etc. So the progression going from bottom to top and back to front means the front top is the last to develop. efficiently. Now, it's in a progressive developmental maturing, but it's most efficiently wired in men at age 30. That explains a lot. In women at age 28. It has been moved back from mid-20s to those ages. Now, that doesn't mean there's no function up there till then. It means that the most efficient wiring is late 20s and early 30s. Now, people can have variation from that. You're at the time limit, so
please wrap up quickly.
We need to give kids time. They're still developing. To give them surgery, the answer is not scalpel and hormones. The answer is a lot of support and time for their brains to develop. And at least 50 to 70% will grow into the gender they were born with. The vast majority. The persisters, we don't know who's going to persist. A percentage will persist. We don't know that when they're kids and teens. We don't know who's going to be persistent gender dysphoria. If we surgically, permanently alter them at a young age, that's a disaster for that child. They need the time to go through their developmental stages to really be who they were meant to be. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and Susan, having a degree in psychology and human biology, I could sit and listen to you for hours. But
it's actually a medical degree, but
committee members?
Pediatric and developmental. Yeah. I'll see you later.
Hey, any questions? Oh, we do have a question. Not so quick.
Good. Oh, yes.
Representative Rosar. She'll probably grill you on that neurology or something.
Well, there are times that when I sit in this chair on a committee that I feel like we ought to get continuing education credit for some of the people that come and testify. I think you would probably qualify as that. So I have a question for you. In 2013, gender identity disorder was changed in the DSM, the DSM-5 thing. Can you give us a little bit of history about that dropping of that gender identity disorder term to gender phobia? Can you just, that was only 10 years ago, and I'd like a little insight on that.
So the DSM keeps evolving. So I practiced under DSM-4 for most of my career. DSM-5, actually DSM-5-TR is the latest from 2022, and some of the vocabulary has changed with that. The vocabulary has changed, but the pathology and the diagnostic criteria have remained pretty well stable. That the child has to have strong desire to be of the other gender and a great deal of distress about it. In my practice, to be honest with you, the parents had the great deal of distress. She just wanted short hair, overalls, and trucks. I said, give her short hair, overalls, and trucks. Let the girl go. There are many gender atypical behaviors in little kids. Little boys want to sit and go potty. Little girls want to stand up. Well, good luck with that. But 30% of kids will do opposite gender stuff. The mind of a child is incredibly imaginative and very concrete. So they feel that what they are feeling and hearing and seeing is real. That's why they can pretend to be puppies or Spider-Man. Now, when they think they're Spider-Man and they go on the roof, we have to take them down because then your imagination is not helping you. But that's a developmental stage that's good. In puberty, the child also has a desire for exploration and autonomy and a sense of invincibility. That's not bad. Go ahead and experiment. Just don't put a scalpel into your body or whack out your pituitary gland with hormones until your brain is ready for that decision. In the meantime, we love them unconditionally. Absolutely. We care for them with our lives, and we protect them at all costs, and that's why we're here today.
Do you have any, if I may, Mr. Chairman, because you are an expert here. I mean, we've heard a lot of testimony, but you come with that medical background and with that experience. So can you tell us, do you have any experience with people who have gotten the puberty blockers, the hormone treatment, surgical procedures? early in life when they were 16, 15. Are they regretting that? Do you have any experience?
I don't, because most specialists won't do it. People who know children know that their brains aren't ready to make that decision yet. So that it's never been, and if you love them right where they are right then there's no reason to do any major alteration, and support them with all the other mental and emotional things that go along with that. They just need lots of support at that point, and just to be able to grow in an accepted way. No bullying, we really have to be better at that. We really have to get better at social media and the sense of attack, because these are vulnerable, suffering people. And especially when they're children, we just have to be ready to go to the mat for them.
So you would have no objection to an individual over 18 making a decision to transition?
Certainly, okay. Even though we kind of know now that that brain is not fully formed yet, but we just sort of use 18. I mean, you can join the military. I did 11 years in the military, and you can join at that age, and that's the age that we kind of use. Yes. I think it's at least that age. Medical and developmental literature is stretching adolescence now to age 25. So that knowing that there is still so much brain connectivity and development yet to be, and our poor high school seniors, and juniors that we're putting out into the world, there's a lot of dysregulation and dysfunction because kids aren't being supported the way they need to be.